Hey, I'm Grant, and this is a simple tutorial on how to add text into Lightworks. Just as a FYI, this is done in version 14, and I'll be doing this in the flexible layout because that's what I'm used to. But if you're using this in the other layout, it should be basically the same process, just your buttons might be in a couple different areas. So, going over, this is what I have from the adding the pictures tutorial. Essentially, this is a blue rectangle with a transparent hole in the center. And if I turn that off, you can see it's just a white background, so you can see through it. And we're going to be adding some simple text to it. So this is very easy. Say I want to add this text. I'm going to go into Effects, go into the different kinds, select Text, and I'm going to be doing titles, but if you want something more specific, there's a lot of these presets here. Like if you want a credit roll, if you want to crawl from left to right, like thing on like the CNN headlines at the bottom of the screen, you can do that. These are all basically the majority of stuff you're going to be doing anyway, so I recommend taking a look through those because that will probably get your idea pretty quickly. But the thing I use 90% of the time is just basic titles. This just adds text to your edit. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to add this on right here, and now I have put text on. It's that simple. Now this text is going to last as long as this section of this video because I laid over it. You'll see that if I just drag all the way through, it's just there, it's static. If I say wanted to do just this section, I'm going to mark it with my left and right cursors and then come in and do that same thing, except I'm going to double click this time. And what this does is it generates a FX track. These have to do with how Lightworks renders different things. So since it's not bound to an individual video clip, because it has to be for a certain length, it creates the track. But as we can see now, it doesn't exist, hits the new track, does exist, and then it will actually go pop back out. So that's how you do different lengths of text. Also, once you have that, you can go ahead and edit it with joins just like you could in a video file. So say if I wanted to take longer, now it is longer. Very simple. And you can cut and do everything you would do with a video, like a basic video anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and actually remove that and add it back on to keep things simple. So you'll notice that in the settings menu, when you have it open and tuned to the effect track you want, so say I'm on V2, so like say if I want to do something with the background, let's say I had this on here, I want to edit the text on V2, so I go to V2's tab. Here we see our sample text. I'm just going to be changing it to taken number 4, Grant D. Very easy. That's my channel's name. And then you have all your basic text editor options here. So I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what, I want it bold, I want it nice and big, and then I want to change that color. So I'm just going to come in here and let's do something like that. Again, this is very basic stuff. I expect you to be able to figure this stuff out. I'll have these other things open, but these are not involved. These are from the previous tutorial. So very simple. You can change position if you want to do it left, right, what have you. You can change up, down, leading, anchor point, which is the thing right here where you can drag it around. So say if I moved it to the right, it lets you drag it around from the right. Right now it's the highest level effect, so it's actually bound to all this. That's why I drag this all around. It's actually affecting the DVE, but if you have just the text, it should be just that. So let's go ahead and undo it, and I'm going to change it back. And again, that's going to cover the majority of your stuff, but I'm going to do one extra little thing because I think this is pretty common. So I want to add a text scroll. I know it's a preset, but let's say for some reason I want to do something crazy. Like I want mine to come in, go to the middle of the screen, and then drop down, what have you. Very easy way to do that is I'm just going to go to position, and then Lightworks has these little dials. And what this does is it enables or disables keyframes. And what that means is I can set its position at certain points, and Lightworks is going to interpolate to basically animated. These are very simple animations, nothing crazy. If you want something like way more eccentric, you'll probably be better off doing just a different program like After Effects or something, but right now this can do the majority of simple things. So what I want this to do is I want to go from left to right. So I just come in here, position, then I want it to start, let's say, way just off screen. Let's go there here. Looks like we're a little too much. So I can bump it to there. So now it's actually way over here on the left. You can't see it. It's out of the shot. So I'm going to turn on keyframes. Then I want to go to where I want it to actually end up. So at the end of this, I want it to be just leaving the screen. So let's go ahead and do that. Go back into position. And then if I position it over here, let's go 150, make it consistent. This is now keyframed. Okay. And if we actually let it play, you'll notice it will interpolate its position. So if it's 50% of the way to the next keyframe, it's 50% of the way there. And you can do as many custom animations with this as you want. It's fairly powerful if you're willing to put in the time to do it, but there are way better programs to do actual fancy effects if you need it. But if you just want to do like a basic text scroll or effect, or you just want to do a little pop-up that comes up and then goes away, this should be everything you need. Hopefully this tutorial helped you. My contact info is on screen for more help or other tutorial suggestions. A like or subscribe is a great way to help make more of these tutorials happen, and I hope to see you around the channel.